Welcome to Read Aloud number 5 in our series. Today we're reading a Latin American folktale called The Rooster Who Went to His Uncle's Wedding. And it is by Almaflor Ada and Kathleen Kuchera. So a Latin American folktale means that it's a story just like when we read How Lappin' Ears Got Long. That's been told orally over and over, and then someone finally put it down in print to make a book out of it. So this is an old story that's been retold by these two folks, Alma and Kathleen, so that we can read it in a book. The reason we're reading it for the Room 12 folks is that it's very similar to another story that's in the Journeys book that we're about to read. The Rooster Who Went to His Uncle's Wedding, a Latin American folktale. So here we see our friend the rooster in bed. Early one morning, when the sun had not yet appeared, the rooster of this story was busy shining his beak and combing up his feathers. It was the day of his uncle's wedding, and the rooster wanted to be on time. So here we see the rooster, and right away in a story, any good story, you know the setting. So we know the main character, who's that? And we also know the setting, and the setting is where and when. So where is pretty simple. What's the where? And when, well, we can't do past, present, future, we can certainly do time of day. What time of day is it for our friend the rooster? When everything looked perfect, he set off down the road with a brisk and springy walk. With each step, the rooster nodded his head, thinking of all the wonderful things waiting for him at the wedding banquet. So at the bottom of the page here, we see our friend the rooster with his brisk and springy walk. And at the top of the head, we see what he's thinking about, the wedding banquet to come. Excuse me. Before long, his stomach began to growl. "I wish I'd eaten breakfast," he said. Then something caught his eye. There, next to the road, sat a single golden kernel of corn. Perfect, the rooster thought. But when he got closer, he could see that the kernel was lying in a puddle of mud. If he ate it, it would get his beak all dirty. And remember, what did he just do a couple pages back to his beak? Oh, that rooster was hungry, but he couldn't go to his uncle's wedding with a dirty beak. What to do? Peck or not to peck? He wondered. The rooster stared at the kernel. Now this page is put together like a graphic novel, so we'll see the picture of the rooster in a row while he's deciding what to do. So I'm going to try to show them to you one by one. Then, with one sharp peck, he gobbled it down and wound up with a beak full of mud. This page has no words, but you can certainly see his predicament. What's going on with that rooster? So, every good story, again, has a setting and a character. We already know who the main character is right from the first page. Who's the character? Main character. And we also, know that every story has a problem, has a conflict. Those two words mean the same thing. What's the conflict, the problem in this story? So the rooster looked around quickly for someone who could help him. First, he noticed the grass growing on the side of the road. The rooster said to the grass, "Dear grass, velvety grass, won't you please clean my beak so that I can go to my own uncle's wedding?" But the grass answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" So here we have the rooster pleading down on one knee, talking to the grass. The rooster looked around to see if there was anyone else who could help him. Just then he saw a lamb grazing in a field. Maybe he could scare the grass into helping. So he asked the lamb, "Dear lamb, woolly lamb, please eat the grass so that won't clean my beak so that I can go to my own uncle's wedding." But the lamb answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" So here we have our friend the rooster trying to convince the lamb. Well, the rooster was not one to give up, so he went over to a stick lying by the road, and he asked it, "Dear stick, hard stick, please hit..." I skipped the page. Let me try that again, please. The rooster started back and forth in dismay. But then he saw a dog walking on the road, so he asked the dog, "Dear dog, fierce dog, please bite the lamb that won't eat the grass, that won't clean my beak, so that I can go to my uncle's wedding." But the dog answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" So we have the rooster talking to the dog. Well, this rooster was not one to give up, so he went over to the stick lying by the road and asked it, "Dear stick, hard stick, please hit the dog that won't bite the lamb, that won't eat the grass, that won't clean my beak, so I can go to my uncle's wedding." But the stick answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" So here we have the rooster talking to the stick. The rooster was starting to worry, but he looked around for someone else to help. And he spotted a campfire the shepherds had lit. He got close to the fire and asked, "Dear fire, bright fire, please burn the stick that won't hit the dog, that won't bite the lamb, that won't eat the grass, that won't clean my beak, so that I can go to my uncle's wedding." But the fire answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" So here we have the rooster talking to the fire. The rooster ruffled his feathers and paced. Would anyone be able to help him in time? Then he noticed a brook crossing the field. He bent over and whispered as sincerely as he could, "Dear water, clear water, please put out the fire that won't burn the stick, that won't hit the dog, that won't bite the lamb, that won't eat the grass, that won't clean my beak, so that I can go to my uncle's wedding." But the water answered, "No, I won't. Why should I?" We have Rooster talking to the water, and we have all the folks he's talked to so far. Grass, sheep, dog, stick, fire. Now, the poor rooster couldn't think of anyone else to ask for help. He lifted his muddy beak up and crowed. But then he noticed the sun was beginning to appear among the clouds. And he said, "Dear sun, my good friend, Please draw out the water that won't put out the fire, that won't burn the stick, that won't hit the dog, that won't bite the lamb, that won't eat the grass, that won't clean my beak, so that I can go to my uncle's wedding." And the son answered, "Of course I will. Every morning you greet me with your bright song, my friend. I will gladly dry out the water." So notice in our list of folks, the grass, the lamb, the dog, the stick, the fire, we've now added the water. And here we have the rooster talking to the sun. But then the water cried out, "No, please don't dry me out. I will put out the fire." And the fire cried out, "No, please don't put me out. I will burn the stick." The stick in turn cried out, "No, please don't burn me. I will hit the dog." But the dog cried out, "No, please don't hit me. I will bite the lamb." So the lamb quickly cried out, "No, please don't bite me. I will eat the grass." But the grass cried out very loudly, "No, please don't eat me. I will clean the rooster's beak." And so here we have the rooster getting his beak cleaned. And before you know it, the rooster's beak shone as bright as the day. So the rooster said goodbye to everyone with a happy cock-a-doodle-doo, and went on his way to his uncle's wedding, and he walked with a brisk and springy walk to get there on time for the banquet. So here we see everybody the rooster's talked to so far. And we have the rooster on his way with his bright and shiny beak, with his springy walk, going to his uncle's banquet. And then the last page in the book is pictures. What do you learn about the rooster from the picture? Who do you think the rooster's talking to? Whose wedding banquet was he trying to get to? What do you know about that word banquet from what the people in the picture are doing? So that's our story for today. We know, like all good stories, there's a main character, the rooster. There's a setting, the rooster's house at first, the road, and the wedding banquet at the end. There's a problem, a conflict, the dirty beak. And there's, in this case, a long road with a lot of people, a solution or a resolution, the clean beak. And then often at the end there's a denouement, which is a French word that means an ending, a finishing. In this case, that's the rooster at his uncle's wedding. So I hope you enjoyed this book. Again, I'm going to encourage you, if you can, to please shop local. Even though in Wisconsin the state Supreme Court has lifted safer at home, it's still important that we support our local businesses so that they're still around for a long time to come. And it's also important that when we go out, we can keep ourselves and the people around us safe by wearing masks when we can. So I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the rooster who went to his uncle's wedding. And finally, my favorite local bookstore is Outwards on Murray Street on the east side of Milwaukee. So if you're looking for a bookstore to buy this or any other book, you might want to check them out. Have a great day.